All right, so let me show you a really simple example of a panel and how it lays out its children. Let's all tab into XAMLPad and I can show you the example. First, let's maximize the screen, and then let's make some room for the editor by dragging this up. All right, so XAMLPad is a really handy application that we actually haven't encountered yet. The cool thing about XAMLPad is that anything you type here in the lower pane gets parsed and shows up here in the upper pane. And that happens almost immediately. The great thing about XAMLPad is that it's free. You can actually get XAMLPad as a part of the Windows SDK, or if you want, there are a handful of other XAMLPad replacements that you can find on the web, including Kazaml, which is an application that I wrote, or there's another one called XAMLPad X, which was created by Lester Lobo. If you do a search on the internet, you should be able to find either one of those. And they do some things that XAMLPad can't do. Another thing is that they're much smaller downloads, because if you want XAMLPad, you actually have to download the entire SDK for the .NET Framework 3.0. So by default, XAMLPad uses this feature called autoparse. And you might notice that when using autoparse, if you type something wrong, like this, that the text turns red. This is an indication to you that there was some kind of an error while parsing the XAML. For the purpose of this training, I'm going to turn off autoparse. And the result of that will be that anytime I want to parse, I actually either need to click on the refresh button, or else I can just use F5 and it will happen for me automatically. So let's go ahead and clean up this text. And then I'll hit F5 and we can see that now this parses correctly again. So XAMLPad is a great application for seeing how layout works. In fact, here's an interesting aside. XAMLPad was actually originally written as a testing tool by the layout guys on the WPF team at Microsoft. And they built it specifically so they could quickly preview the way that the layout things that they were working on actually worked under certain configurations. And everyone liked it so much, even people outside of the layout team, that eventually it was being used by everybody. It was prolific among the team. So they incorporated it into the SDK, and now it's pretty much standard fare for anybody who's using WPF.